All right, shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash, double honors to my elders, my apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule well, men that taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, as always, be to the elect. All right, and scripture of the day, man, July 8th, 2025. 1 Peter 5 and 8. All right, not a long video at all, just a quick exhortation, an encouragement. Scripture of the day, really, usually the scripture of the day is really the scripture of the week, or just something that might have stood out to me in my reading, or something a brother might have brought out that I meditated on, or was in deep thought on, and I'm really going to take my time with this 1 Peter 5 and 8, just go into some words, and speak about the importance of applying, because one thing about, us here at Great Millstone is, the application of these things is as studious as brothers are, we know that the application of this is the most important part. You can know 1,000 precepts, but, the application of, a few is better than knowing 1,000 precepts and not applying one. I remember the Elder Apostle Gabar talked about how, I believe it was King Mashah, or it might have been the High Priest Arya, I'm not too sure, but, he said that, a brother that can apply, that knows how to apply one scripture, right, that's a bad brother, bad in a good way. You know what I'm saying? So it's very true, man, that the application of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the most important thing. All right? It's one thing to know, but it's another to be able to use the scriptures and actually use it to your advantage and win in life. All right? And when I say win in life, I'm talking about escaping the sword, escaping evils. All right? Which is pretty much what this 1 Peter 5 and 8 entails. All right? It says, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Now, we've read this before. We know it. The Christian church, they like to read it. All right. We apply it to the spiritual demon Satan, and we also apply it to Esau Edom. All right. Because he's the devil. He's a deceiver. All right. So we have to apply it to him, and we'll apply it to him and Satan. But, especially right now, in these times, man, Esau Edom, he's on a roll. He's doing raids. You know what I'm saying? Soon he's going to just be coming for, right now it's quote unquote migrants and people that look a certain way, right? Soon it'll be just, oh, well, now we got to go round up the, the political people. We got to go round up the Black Panthers, the Brown Berets, the Young Lords, if there's even any left, right? We got to go round up the Hebrew Israelites. They're a political group. Soon it'll be that. The scriptures say he decrees unrighteous decrees, right? He frames mischief by law. Soon and also is prophesied of us to go through persecution. These things are soon to come. These things are not just written there for no reason. These things have to happen. So it says, be sober, be vigilant. Let's go into that word for sober. And I'm going to read it also in the NLT. When you go to sober, it's nepho, or napho, which means to be sober, calm, and collected in spirit. To be temperate, which temperate goes into self-control. Dispassionate, right? Circumspect. So, circumspect means to look around. So, we're supposed to be looking around. We're supposed to be cool, calm, collected in spirit. I know the big bro Kasap here, the DC church always brings out the word equity, mayashar, which is essentially the same thing. Equity is even kill. You're neither, you're not too uppity and you're not too low. You're at the perfect mindset of being able, because when you're not too hyper, all right, you're not going to miss things. If you're too low, you're too cool, you're going to miss something. If you're too hot or too high up, you're going to miss something. But if you're even kill, all right, your mindset is sober, you're cool, you're calm, you're relaxed. I know a lot of boxers, or I'll say Floyd Mayweather, he said when you go into a fight, you want to be relaxed, nice and relaxed. But you don't want to be so relaxed to the point where you're lackadaisical and you're getting hit. But you want to be relaxed enough to where, you can see things coming, right? That's exactly the type of mindset that we ought to have, all right, during this season, man. All right. We want that cool, calm, collected. All right. Not too low, not too high. Not too high energy, not too low energy. Nice and relaxed. All right. So that we can see, all right, what's going on around us. We want to be circumspect, man. We don't want to be caught unawares. All right. We're the children of the light. The scriptures speak about that. That day won't come onto us as a thief, because we're the children of the light and we can see. All right. It says be vigilant. Let's go to vigilant real quick. Oh, I went all the way out. When you go to vigilant, Gregorio, or however you say it, means to watch. Give strict attention to. Be cautious, right? So be circumspect. Be cool, calm, collected in spirit. All right, and be on the watch. All right, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Right. Soon enough, man, we'll be escaping the edge of the sword, man. Soon enough, we won't be just looking around for content to create lessons on. We won't just be looking around for articles to make lessons on. Soon, we'll be straight up, running from Salakia. Soon we'll be like legit, man. Soon one day we'll be running from the edge of the sword and from the barrels of guns, man. Very soon, man. For real. This ain't a joke. That's why when we say this is a thing of life or death, that's not a joke. It's very serious. I was meditating on that today when I was at the plantation. I was thinking like, man, because there's brothers that's ex-military. They might have seen combat, so they understand violence. Someone like me who's a civilian, there's certain, and there's been situations, but I've never been in a situation where I had to, dodge bullets or saw. I never seen combat. You know what I'm saying? Fist fighting as a youngster is one thing, but it's another when you running from the barrel of a trained marksman. These are the things that we're gonna have to face. You know what I'm saying? It's different when it's a mercenary on your ass, man. And these things are gonna be a reality very soon. That's why we ought to. That's why the video I made yesterday. Pray. Call upon the Most High for your salvation, because only He's going to be able to deliver us, even with weapons to fight back. That's not going to work. There's way too many of them. Bet, like Elijah said, man, there's way more that be with us than than them, And I'm roughly paraphrasing to, I believe, was it Elijah or Elisha? It was one of those, Matter of fact, I'm going to grab it. I know it's in Kings. I just haven't read it in a minute. Yeah. I think it might have been either Elijah or Elisha. Oh, it was Elisha. 2 Kings 6, and I'll get this for edification's sake. 6 and 13. No, let me see. 14. Therefore sent he thither horses. Hold on. Let me read up a little bit. I'll start at 12. And one of his servants said, None, my lord, O king, but Elisha. And Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And he said, Go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, Behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? Then he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed. Yep, it was Elisha. Salakia, not Elijah, Elisha. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha, which is exactly, those are the same. That's the thing. This is our heritage, man. Not to go off topic or nothing like that, because this is on topic, but this is our heritage. This is our inheritance. This is our lot, to be protected by those things which are unseen. That's what made the story of Israel so great. We always looked small in number, which we were. We were always small in number. But what? We always had the power on our side. We always had the one true power that exists, Yahweh, and his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. And the chariots, man, the angels protecting us. See, this is something that is going to be made manifest, man, in these times, man. We're really going to be delivered by angels. We're going to see and talk to angels as if they're gonna appear in front of us. They're going to manifest themselves physically. You know what I'm saying? These are the beautiful things that are coming for us, man. And we have to believe in that. Because the evil is coming, man. That's why I'm reading this in First Peter 5:8. So the servant, his eyes were open and he saw that there was protection, which there will be protection for us. All right? And we have to believe in that. All right? That's part of being sober. For you to be able to... Salaki, I got some on my phone. For you to be able to believe in the Lord and that he's going to deliver you, you got to be cool, calm, and spirit, or else you're going to, run out of your wits. You ain't going to call upon the Lord. Nah. If you're sober, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to have that level head to be able to call upon Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. 1 Peter 5:8. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Right? Hey, man, Esau's on the prowl. Hey, Satan is on the prowl too, man. Satan attacking all brothers, man, physically, mentally, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? But we have to overcome those things, man. All right? We have to be on alert. When it's Satan, man. Hey, man, get on him with the prayers, fasting if needed. All right? And guess what, man? Also, when it comes down to Esau, either, man, hey, stay prayed up, man. Pray for your protection every time you leave the bayah. Pray while you're in the house. Shoot. I know I do that every time before I go to bed. As soon as I come home, I pray over the house. I say a prayer in my mind for protection. Whenever I leave the house, I pray that my home is protected and that I'm protected wherever I go and all brothers. These are the things that we need to be implementing daily, man. We shouldn't be forgetting that. All right? I'm going to read it. I'm going to read Ephesians 5:15. I'll end it with these. It says, See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, right? Right now is not the time to be lackadaisical, all right? You and the whip, dozing off. Nah, man, this is not to say, you can't be relaxed or nothing like that. But no, your mindset should be that evil can happen at any time. Things can kick off really at any time, man. I mean, shoot, it's evident right now, the ICE raids, man, at one point that wasn't happening. And overnight, people was getting taken. Now people are getting thrown off of cargo ships, all right, being thrown in concentration camps. Yes, concentration camps. Let's call it like it is. It ain't no detention facility. It's a concentration camp, all right? That happened overnight. Soon, it's going to be the Israelites. They're going to look for us, and it's going to be overnight. They're already looking for the Israelites. I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelites that know that they're Israelites, all right? Redeeming the time because the days are evil, right? We're in evil times, man. I don't know what these other camps is talking about. But we're in times where, we're not in regular times. We're in times where people, you can get killed out here. We're living in dangerous times, man. Them ICE officers that got popped in Texas, one of them got popped, man. It was probably more. It's probably been happening. But with that, you don't think Trump is going to, or somebody, whoever's in charge of them, is going to allow them to use another level of force? Because for the most part, they haven't been really using guns. They've been using mace and shit like that. But once they're given the authority to shoot, what are you going to do then? What are people going to do then? It's going to be all-out chaos, man. Because, for one, an American with an unregistered firearm will shoot back, bro. These people are insane. So, hey, you don't want to get caught in that crossfire, man. The days are evil. All right? But, hey, let's continue to be circumspect, all right? And be wise, man. We know what time it is. All right? We know what times we're in. Okay? So let's continue to, be circumspect and be wise. All right? We got to use our thinking caps, man. All right? And watch as well as pray. All right? So, and pray for your deliverance. All right? So, hey, that's all I wanted to bring out. Scripture of the day. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. B'Hashem Chakadash, the bonus to my elders and apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us his truth, peace, blessings, and citations, as always be to the elect. All right, shalom. You're there on that power.